right, here at Buzz TV. Fun, special day. We're here with Mark. Mark's the CEO of a fun new app called Spinnable. Now, we learned about this because we got lucky this year at the Consumer Electronics Show. We actually dealt with a company called Human Eyes. They have a product called Views, but it's a 360 camera. We didn't know a whole lot about 360 video. We picked up a virtual reality headset, and right then and there we knew this was something we needed to add to the Buzz TV stream. Then we found the Spinnable app and saw that you guys obviously see the same thing we did and saw it sooner than we did because you have this great app out there. And for those of you, Spinnable, if you have virtual reality, it's great. There's videos from all sorts of people around the world. And if you don't have VR, just hold your phone up and move it, and it still gives you that 360 spin. So Mark, how did you come up with this great app?
Yeah, thank you very much, Brett. So we've been in business now for over 6 years, and we've been filming and producing 360 VR content for that length of time. And as some of the early adopters and creators in the space, we developed a lot of technology because years ago there wasn't. And Spinnable developed cross-platform SDKs before there were players on desktop, or we even have a Windows mobile SDK. So we've been deploying 360-degree content on desktop, mobile, and now in the VR headsets, such as cardboard, anything compatible with an Android or an iPhone device, and then some of the HMD or head-mounted device manufacturers like Samsung. That is in partnership with Oculus and some other third-party HMD manufacturers that are coming out, and you probably saw a number of them in Vegas, but are coming out this year in 2017. So having built a lot of this content for a number of years and wanting to really move the entire space forward, bring VR and 360 to the masses, we realized that there isn't a large enough market in the head-mounted device space. But there's over 1.7, almost 1.8 billion mobile devices, smartphones, specifically not just mobile devices, but smartphones deployed worldwide. And that number is expected to grow to 6 billion by 2020. And because we've been deploying our apps and our content on mobile already, we said, why don't we build a platform whereby we could deploy this great content that we produce to a wide audience. And then you have the onset and growth of the handheld 360 camera market, as you spoke about at CES. And we realized that we could give these to some of the content creator relationships that we have. We're fortunate enough to be based here in Los Angeles and have great relationships in music, sports, and entertainment. And we can give these handhelds to these entertainers and have them produce your typical day in the life of selfie-style content like they do already on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, etc. So we started handing out these cameras to content creators, to talent, and we looked at each other and said, if we can give these to a top-name celebrity, why couldn't we also give one to my sister? And she could capture content of my nieces up in Oregon playing soccer, riding horses, just everyday life stuff. And that's when we had an aha moment. We said, if we could turn this over to the users, price points are coming down on a lot of these devices. You don't need to have a headset. You don't need to have an Oculus and 40 feet of cable and a $2,500 desktop in your computer. Or four, if you're like myself and have a family of four, I'm not going to put 4 headsets and 40 feet of cable and 4 desktop computers on the living room floor. So we realized if we could turn over the creation and then enable the consumption for consumers, now you have something that is viral. As you said, you can wave it around, create yourself. And even with cameras on the market like Kodak or Ricoh, that are $250, $350, up to $600, we still realize that there are a number of folks that A, don't have that device in their hand today, and B, can't afford it or aren't willing to take a jump on something or a space or a format of media that they aren't used to or familiar with. So we took it a step further, and we enabled anyone on iOS today, Android's coming out in a couple of weeks, to use Pano mode, the panorama mode, on their iOS device, iPhone, iPad, iPod as well. And you can just use the Pano device or format and upload that content to Spinnable, and Spinnable stitches it into a full 360-degree sphere. There's a bit of missing top and bottom, which is natural, but I was super excited when Apple first announced Pano mode, and when I got the phone that first had it, and I used it, I thought, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm going to blow these posters up and put them all over my wall. And never once have I done that. But now I am able to go back to those old photos, and a lot of our early users already are doing the same, and pull them out and post them into Spinnable and get to experience those in 360.
You know, that's truly an amazing feature. I've used the Panorama app years and years ago, and it was just a really cool thing, but how you've opened the door to get to the end user and give them the ability to be part of this world is really, really a great thing. Now, here's something. We were lucky enough because for us, we always stay on top of the curve. We started with the 3D stream. We added the 4K. We were the first show in the world that had aerial drone concert footage with fully synced audio in 2014. This year, we thought our big thing was a mini palm-sized drone that we could use indoors until we saw the 360 thing. Now, we were lucky enough to meet up with our friends at Sennheiser at the NAMM convention. This is pretty much a CES for music gear. They were extremely kind enough, and again, much love to Sennheiser, that they have a mic that's in beta testing. They sent us out one. It's the first mic in the world that records in 360 audio.
Wow.
It has 4 XLRs, so it has 4 cones on it, and the way it's designed is wherever I turn my head is where I'm getting the audio from.
Yeah.
So we're really excited to team that up with a 360 camera and really bring 360 with 360 audio in. So that's our thing. Now, let me ask a question.
Sure.
We see a lot of people are using, there's the little handheld camera. I think it's about $450 from what I saw on their site. Does that camera have a mount? Is it mountable?
So a number of them are. So one that we're close with is Ricoh. Ricoh is the huge Japanese photocopy company that bought Pentax a few years ago, and they have a product called the Theta. And this is the 3rd iteration, and this model is called the Theta S. And we enjoy this device because of its form factor. It reminds us of the old Nokia candy bar phones, right?
Exactly.
So it fits nicely in the hand, you can put it in your pocket without worrying about it. Some of the others that are also very good, like the 360 Fly, have more of a spherical form factor and a little more difficult to put in the back pocket, for example. But the Ricoh does indeed have a mount on the bottom. So, and we've actually, interestingly enough, right, we've actually attached it and flown it from the bottom of a drone, upwards of 1,000 feet. So we've flown it from, 20 to 200 to 1,000 feet. And, with the gimbal on there, it does actually pretty well. So we're still working on improving the stabilization. But yes, to answer your question, most of them are mountable.
Perfect, because in fact that is one of the cameras we were looking at. We saw a few out there. As I said, we were dealing with another company that's going to shoot us one. That was a big deal because I go, before I drop, a 450 dime on this thing, definitely need to make sure I can mount it, because for us, we're specifically a music-based company. So we're always doing, it's basically live concert footage. We're accessed right up on the stage. So when we saw the 360, this is so perfect for us. And the biggest thing is cameras have to be mountable. Just because with all the things we're doing, we're just going to have it on one of our normal rigs anyway and run it that way. And also have it attached to this new Sennheiser mic. So we're going to reach out to Theta. We're going to get our hands on one of those. Fortunately, we'll be able to do that as well. And we're looking at hopefully second quarter. What I'm really pushing for is April 9. We're doing a big thing. Steve I, part of our interview, but it's announced. It's a major guitar tour with 5 of the biggest guitar names that have ever been are going on tour. So we're looking at, with a little luck, our first 360 stream will be that show.
That's great. Yeah. We've actually been live streaming concert events, fashion shows, but primarily concert events for years now. So we'll have pro rig setups. We usually have multiple. And then we've been, as you indicated, handing out or giving out to, positioning on stage and also giving to musicians. So we've had them on attached to drum kits. We've had them on keyboards.
Right.
We've also had, people in this audience using them so that the users consuming the content, watching the concert in 360, can switch their vantage point. So they can say, I want to be on stage, or I want to be on the drum kit, or I want to be looking over, at him on the keyboard, or I want to be in the balcony. So that's great. You're right. You're spot on.
And that's such a great thing. Now let me ask a question about this. When it comes to editing 360 video, are you pulling up multiple timelines, or is it one timeline that somehow has all this information in it?
So it depends. If you're doing something with a GoPro setup, for example, you're using multiple cameras. It means you're using multiple SD cards to capture the same moment. I think a number of rig manufacturers, creators have improved the user experience because they used to have to fire each of the shutters, trigger each of the shutters individually. So you have to go around your rig and touch, start.
Right.
So you're off a little bit there. But I've seen 4, I've seen 16, and so you're exponentially increasing the post-production work when you have numerous SD cards. With the Theta, the Rico, it's all in one, and it's onboard stitching. So there is really no post other than anything you want to do in After Effects if you want to trim it or enhance it or in Premiere. But you don't have to stitch multiple captures together to create one. Depending on if you are distributing it post-event and you want to cut, if you do have multiple cameras and you do want to cut some of that footage together, yes, that's an option.
Very nice.
The Ozo is another one that does everything on board and on the fly. So Nokia, who got out of the cell phone business, is now in the VR camera business with a very nice product as well. So it depends on your setup. It depends on what equipment you choose to use for the shoot.
Now for us, we've been looking at the Theta S, and that's why I've asked a couple specific questions, because the more I hear, the more it definitely looks like we're going to definitely want to get our hands on one of those, just because we like the user friendliness, and we think you're going to like the user friendliness. So we'll get our hands on one and do a full product review and drive that thing and show you how it's working and line it up with this Sennheiser mic. Other than that, with your app, how would we actually load video on the Spinnable app? Is that something that you're hosting the content, or are we embedding it from, let's say, a YouTube type thing?
Sure. So we are. So we're out in the cloud with Amazon. Many tried and true entities run on Amazon, including Netflix, which is probably the one that uses most of the bandwidth. And to answer your question, you can simply upload video. Let's see, where am I? Get on the camera here. The brightness is over. Maybe if I turn my brightness on down a little bit.
There you go. We could see that perfectly.
So within the app, there's an add button here, this yellow one in the center.
Nice.
And tap that. We're actually directly integrated with the Theta as well. So I don't know the focus, or maybe I can turn that's all the way down. But so on the add content screen, you can either upload from gallery, directly upload from the camera. So that on the Theta are 8 gigs of storage. So the device itself has 8 gigabytes of internal storage. So we can grab. Let me turn on the Theta that I have here. Give me just a second. Apologize. You can grab content off of the Theta, or you can capture straight from the device as well. So you can't add video the same way, either grabbing it from something already on your phone, or taking the video from the camera from within the app, or grabbing a video file that's already on the camera.
Now, would I be able to do that just as well from a PC? Let's just say we did some post, in our computer, how to run the opening video, some logo tags, credits, and all that, so I have a file on a drive somewhere. Is there a way I could just go to the site itself and upload it there, or does everything have to be done from a mobile device?
No, great question. So again, we've had this in under various names for a couple of years now, and all iterations up until now have also had a desktop component, and we rebuilt the mobile stack when we launched the iOS, and so we are currently rebuilding the desktop as well. So in conjunction with launching Android, we will also be launching the desktop version, and you'll be able to, yes, you'll be able to interact and upload through the desktop as well.
See, now that's going to give you guys everything you need. I know what we're going to be able to do. Again, my eyes were open once I put on some VR stuff. What you people are going to be able to do and capture and create, it's limitless, and pretty much you go as far as your imagination can get. You guys have created a great product that is extremely user-friendly, and you know better than anyone else. The easier it is for the average person to get up and go, that's what they stick with. And we've seen it. We've played on the app again. We don't have 360 yet, but we'll be uploading real soon for that. But it's a great app. We love using it. There's many times I'm just playing on it when I have downtime because I see the great things you people out there are doing.
Thank you.
You know, what we're going to do, when you're on the Buzz TV site, there'll be links to everything Spinnable has. You're going to be able to get right to their app. You're going to be able to go to our friends page. They're going to be on there. And of course, as soon as we get our 3D stream, or our 360 stream, excuse me, Spinnable's going to be the site we're launching it on. It's going to be there. It'll be linked to all our stuff. Their app's free. That's even better. The Spinnable app is free. Make your own profile. You guys did a great job.
Thank you very much. Yeah, again, we really wanted to help bring 360 to the masses. Most people who still see this for the first time are blown away. My daughter now looks at a static picture and tries to move it. When it doesn't move, she tosses the phone and she's done, right? She's so conditioned to it already. And I think this really is, it's not a revolution, but it's definitely an evolution in the way that we consume media going forward. And it's going to be hard to turn back once you do. And the real impetus behind creating this platform was because we will be live streaming live concert events with the talent relationships. My business partner comes from the music industry and has worked with, has over 50 top 10 hits in the last 10 years.
Nice.
And has worked with most of the biggest artists in pop music in the world, and has a number of big hits even on the radio simultaneously today. So we've already started shooting these, but we see Spinnable as a distribution platform for those live experiences. And as you said, not only can you consume it on mobile and desktop, but then you can also drop it into a cardboard or a headset and feel like you're actually in the stands, in the theater.
And you'd be amazed, well, you would be amazed. Mark, I know you're not. We've actually done this with one of our demos of VR and went to some big name musicians, put the headset on them, had them watch a Paul McCartney video, and the reactions from these people, they're just blown away, and they get it. That quick, they look at it as, we got to do this. I've done this to a stage production in Vegas, and it's a magic show, believe it or not, the winner of America's Got Talent. And the director was like, we really need to record the show like this, and let the fans get a view of something like this. So I know we're going to turn them on to some stuff with our personal products and let them see that. But again, this revolution we really think is being spearheaded by you guys at Spinnable. It really gets it out there to the masses, and you guys are going to love this app. I guess I really want to close this with the last question I do in any interview. What might we have left out that they need to know about Spinnable?
Oh, there's so much, my friend.
I have all day.
There's so much content in the app already that I want to show you. Shots from the Grammys, the Super Bowl, movie premieres, red carpet events. Again, a lot of our content creator friends are already using the device, and they see this as a great way to connect even more intimately and more, in a more immersive way with their fan base. And that's really why they're interested. And then, of course, like you said, folks that see this agree that this is the way that you should be, distributing and shooting a magic show or a concert. And they see the same, and they are super excited to deliver that format of content for their fan base. And to be able to reach at scale 1 million to 10 million people at once in a single concert event, rather than just the 15,000 seats at that venue. So the live streaming, we're going to be live streaming LA Fashion Week coming up. We have a couple other events in March and April as well. And then we have a number of friends that are going on tour, and we look forward to live streaming their concerts as well.
Very nice. Now for us, as I said, we're going to pick something up. Our goal is to do something April 9th, but we actually have people on 2 cruises coming up. So I might even be able to push that date sooner than April 9th because the Monsters of Rock cruise is a great event. There's some big names on it, and I bet they'd love to see some 360 of that. At least the ocean view has to be good.
Very good.
Well, guys, for us, for Mark, for Spinnable, the app you have to get. Remember, it's on iOS now. In a very short time, you're going to be able to pick that up on Android. And as soon as that's here, Mark told us you're going to have the platform for your PC. So you're going to be able to edit some really fun stuff as well and get that up there. You'll see our links on the BUZZTV site, and you'll be seeing a lot of Spinnable because we're pushing it hard because we're going to be using that and hopefully partnering up and getting a lot of video up on their site. Mark, I appreciate the time. This was beyond a pleasure. It was informative for me and hopefully for them as well. So we're just going to run. So for Mark, for Spinnable, for myself, for BUZZTV, we're out of here, guys. See ya.
Believe you're right.